Hello, I am Stephanie Fajardo and I am interested in this RN position at the ABC Hospital. I would just like to thank you to say I appreciate you taking out the time of your day to give me the opportunity to be interviewed for this position at the hospital. I would like to start off with talking a little bit about myself, and I'll begin with how I worked before at a retail store. At this retail store, I was the customer lead service, which I believed helped build my people skills because I was dealing with different type of people all the time. It taught me to be more patient, more understanding, and think more on my feet because my role was to give solutions and answers to the customers when my coworkers couldn't, because that was my role. If they couldn't, I had to, which I don't mind. And I think this really shaped how I interacted with patients once I received my CNA certificate, because again, like the customer lead service, I am and was dealing with people with different backgrounds, different stories, and different people react, of course, to situations differently. So it's a range of emotions that we would have to understand and take in account for. I would like to say that this really helped because where I would work was two different. I worked at two different rehabilitation subacute centers. So this is basically people coming off that are here because they had a really bad injury and need assistance, further assistance to recover. People with certain conditions that need a little bit more help getting back to their daily lives, that couldn't do daily activities. So of course they were frustrated at the situation and maybe at themselves because they couldn't improve as fast as they thought. But that's why we're there for, to support them, to help them. I would like to say that the way my family and friends describe me as is patient, straightforward. I understand. I listen, so I understand more better without judging, because it's not good to judge. We don't know the full story all the time, so it's always better to listen, just be understanding and see their point of view. They call me as independent, kind of not a time freak, but I like to manage my time, because if I don't like to waste people's time, if we agreed at a certain time, like let's say a job interview, you need to be there 5 minutes ahead of time, like 10 minutes tops, especially you have to take into account with traffic, things could happen on the way, or you forgot something, you got to go back, and that is always important. I would like to say what motivated me to be an RN is that seeing my mom take care of my aunt, because she was diagnosed with cervical cancer. So seeing her there, seeing how she had to always drive her to the hospital, and sometimes how drained she will be because she'll be the one to be taking care of her most of the time. I was there for her. I was her support system, and that made me realize that sometimes people just need somebody else just to be there, so they don't do it alone. They sometimes just need somebody to support them at a difficult time. They don't want your pity, they just want somebody to be there for them, to let them know they're not alone, to push them forward and know it might get better, it might not, but you'll get through it no matter what. It's kind of cheesy, but it's the truth. What challenges I do see as an RN is that we're going to be experiencing so many difficult situations we'll be faced with, that we need to know how to manage it. We need to think on our feet, because some things are time sensitive, some things are just sensitive in general, and we can't just sit down and just, let me just take a, like, whatever, it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. We need to be involved. We need to be not overly involved, but of course always have a professional boundary, but we need to know to be there. I think that's one challenge many maybe nurses do have, that getting emotionally involved, which I think it's kind of hard not to, because I feel one thing that comes to understanding and helping the patient is understanding how they feel, not just physically but emotionally and mentally. That really makes an impact. If you understand how they're feeling, you could figure out ways to help them, to make it a little bit more easier. And I think that kind of ties in with the skills I can bring to the role, because like I said, my families and friends do describe me as being patient, and understanding. And I think those are one of the two key things that we should have as nurses, because like I said before, people react differently to the situation that they're put in, and we can't count them, like put them, we can't, how do I would say, we can't blame them because like I said before, depending the situation that brought them there, it could be very sensitive, it could be hurtful for them, and they may be going to a tough time. Time management, because we're going to be giving medication out. We're going to have multiple patients, so we have to learn how to manage time, because some things have to be done in a certain time, a certain way, and we all have time restrictions that needs to be done through there. And I think that as well is, I feel that will help. That's what empathy is: understanding people's emotions, understanding where they're coming from, and just being there for them. Okay. And I think Sandbridge helped a lot with right now how to be a nurse, and I think it really evolved my knowledge and has prepared me to fully become an RN and for the job opportunities ahead of me. Any questions I do have though is, why should I choose this hospital given the opportunity to? Like, what makes you stand out compared to other opportunities I might have? What's typically the nurse-patient ratio at this hospital? How many patients does one nurse usually have? What are the opportunities here? What are the opportunities here for any career advancements? And if I would ever have any concerns or feedback to give back to the facility, how will we go about it, and how will we resolve these issues or concerns? And that's it. I would just like to thank you again and I really appreciate the time that you gave to me today to be interviewed and to give me the opportunity to be here. Thank you very much.